namely that antidepressants often do not do what they promise and are in fact causing harm to many.
Dr. Steve Hotze is suing over Obamacare's employer mandate.
It's time for a wellness revolution. Brought to you by Hotze Health and Wellness Center. Honest discussion on maintaining health and wellness naturally to enjoy a better quality of life.
He's the doctor fighting to let you keep your doctor.
Now, Dr. Stephen Hotze.
Welcome to Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution. I'm Stacy Banfield here with Dr. Stephen Hotze, founder of the Hotze Health and Wellness Center. And as always, you know where you can go to download all of our podcasts. That's hotzehwc.com, hotzehwc.com. Well, I am very excited about this program, and you all should be too, because we are going to be talking about a vitamin that everyone should be taking. It's been called the sunshine vitamin. No, it's not vitamin C. It is vitamin D. Dr. Hotze, please explain why everybody should be taking this very important vitamin.
Well, thank you, Stacy. Remember, I believe that you and every individual needs a health coach. You need a doctor and a staff of professionals who can coach you on a path of health and wellness naturally. So as you mature, you enjoy a better quality of life. I hope that makes sense to you. If it does, I want you to listen up, because in being healthy and well naturally inevitably means that you're going to change your eating lifestyle, replenish your hormones, and you're going to take some vitamins and minerals and some supplements. One of the key vitamin and minerals and supplements that's deficient in most Americans is vitamin D. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. That means it's soluble in the body's fat, not in our water. So it's like an oil and it would float. And the reason it's fat soluble is because it's made from cholesterol. Oh, I thought cholesterol was bad for you.
I know.
But without any cholesterol, you can't make vitamin D. And the largest organ in the body makes vitamin D. And that is?
The liver? The skin. The skin. It's one of those trick questions. You know, I knew the answer to that.
The skin.
It took me a second.
The skin is what, when exposed to sunlight, UVB, sunlight, or ultraviolet B sunlight, converts cholesterol into vitamin D. And vitamin D is so very important, particularly in the development of the human skeleton and proper bone structure. So when people have a deficiency in vitamin D, and this happens all over the world, it's estimated that 1 billion, that's 1 out of every 7 or 8 people walking the earth, have a vitamin D deficiency, and it results in many places in the world in a disorder called rickets. And rickets is the malformation of the bones, the skull, the chest plate. Kids that have it don't develop naturally and normally, and it's all because they're deficient in vitamin D, which helps the bones, when present in adequate amounts, helps the bones properly metabolize and calcium to develop proper bone structure. So vitamin D is a very important hormone. They call it a vitamin, but it really it's hormone-like because it's derived from cholesterol, and all your major hormones, many of the major hormones in your body are derived from cholesterol. Testosterone, the female hormones, estrogen, progesterone, the adrenal hormones. Many of the hormones in our body have as their building block the molecule, the very important molecule in our body, cholesterol. So vitamin D is derived from cholesterol, and it helps with bone function. But what's interesting, they've done studies in a host of various diseases and medical disorders which indicate or which manifest themselves in a state of low vitamin D. And I just want to go over a few of those with you. Individuals with heart disease, diabetes, depression, autism, Crohn's disease, which is a disorder of the large intestine, dementia, high blood pressure, arthritis, asthma, cancer, skin disorders like eczema, Parkinson's disease, type 2 diabetes, multiple sclerosis, colds and flu, psoriasis, and mental health disorders. When they study individuals with these health problems, they find that they have a much lower vitamin D level than is seen in individuals who don't have a vitamin D deficiency. So there's a correlation. That does not mean it's causative, but there's a correlation, and we know what an important hormone or what an important vitamin D is, to the cardiovascular system because it cuts down on inflammation. And remember, the main cause of coronary artery disease is inflammation. So people with vitamin D have lower levels of inflammation, which means they're inevitably going to have lower levels of inflammation in the coronary arteries. Vitamin D is very important for strengthening the immune system. Think when people get ill in America, when do you see illnesses that kind of spread across the country? Do we see them normally in the summer? Do we see them in the fall? Do we see them in the spring? When do we see them?
Winter.
Usually during wintertime. Why? Because in wintertime, it's colder. People are indoor more often. There's much less sunlight. And so inevitably, people that live, the further in the northern climes they live, the further north they live, the colder the weather, the more they're indoors, the less the sunlight, the less vitamin D they have. And so their immune system is less resilient because they need that vitamin D. So vitamin D can be very important to help promote healthy function of your immune system.
And Dr. Hotze, most people are deficient in vitamin D.
Right.
Correct?
As a matter of fact, there's a lab value for vitamin D, 20 nanogram per milliliter to 100. So it's a level of 20 to 100. In studies in the United States, 41% of the individuals are under the lowest range of normal, 41%. So if 41% are completely out of range, you know there's a huge percentage, and we find in our practice here at the Hotze Health and Wellness Center, 80 to 90% of our guests come in and their level of vitamin D is 40 or less. They may be in the normal range, but in the very low range of normal. So what we encourage them to do, and here's the treatment of vitamin D, we use vitamin D3, which is the active part of the vitamin D molecule. And so we use vitamin D3, and vitamin D3 will quickly raise your levels. Now we use, when people are in the low range, below 40, we'll use 5,000 to 10,000 international units of vitamin D on a daily basis and monitor. We want that blood level to get up somewhere up into the 70 range. And it takes about 10,000 a day over a several-month period before you can obtain that level. So vitamin D, particularly using vitamin D3, is very important for bone formation and keeping your bones healthy and strong, helping to prevent osteoporosis. Second thing, it's very important to cut down on inflammation, which can lead to a host of cardiovascular diseases, coronary artery disease and strokes, and other inflammatory processes like arthritis. The third thing that vitamin D is important in doing is strengthening your immune system. There have been studies in cancer cells. Vitamin C keeps cells functioning normally so they don't outgrow themselves. It keeps them in a corral, so to speak. It keeps them from growing out of control as cancer cells do. So it's important, and it's been shown in studies that people with higher levels of vitamin D have lower levels of breast and other type of cancers. So vitamin D can be an important component in helping to prevent these disorders. We take vitamins not primarily to treat a disorder, but to prevent a disorder from occurring. You want to make sure you get adequate amounts of your vitamins and minerals. And the vitamin that we're talking about today, which is so very important, is vitamin D, and vitamin D3 is the specific supplement that we recommend.
Absolutely. And for some people who might be watching who are thinking, well, I don't really have a lot of health issues, or maybe I'm younger. Dr. Hotze, don't you always say it takes about 10 years to cook a cancer? I mean, you definitely...
It takes a long time to cook a cancer or a heart attack, and what you want to do is prevent those disorders from occurring.
Not wait until you have something.
Now, get yourself on a good vitamin and mineral supplementation program. Get yourself on a healthy eating program. When you need your hormones replenished, get them replenished. Do some exercise. All this will go miles to keeping you healthy and well. So as you mature, you can enjoy a productive and rich, full life, full of enthusiasm, full of vim and vigor. Get up and go. That's what you're going to have as you mature if you keep yourself healthy. So that's what I want to encourage you to do. Do a 180 and take charge of your health.
Absolutely. And the best way you can get vitamin D3 is to either go to our website, HotzeVitamins.com. That's HotzeVitamins.com. Or you can call our 800 number, 1-800-579-6545. That's 1-800-579-6545. Well, we really hope you enjoyed today's Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution, and we look forward to having you tune in for our next podcast. God bless you all.
Information provided on this radio program is neither intended nor implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice and is not intended to replace the services of a physician, nor does it constitute a doctor-patient relationship. You should not use information from this radio program to diagnose or treat a health problem or disease without consulting with a qualified healthcare provider. If you have or suspect you have an urgent medical problem, promptly contact a professional healthcare provider or call 911. Dr. Hotze's Wellness Revolution radio program advises you to always seek the advice of a physician or other qualified health provider prior to starting any new treatment or with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Any application of the recommendations from this radio program is at the listener's discretion.